Guys, Robot1 here, coming at you with my updated hero deck profile. Yes, the ban list has come out, Dark Neostorm has come out, so I have put together a new elemental hero list that I feel is actually a lot better than the last one I made. It's very similar to the Vision Hero list that I made with the Vision Hero Increase and Faris, but there are slight differences, obviously, because we do not have Vision Hero Faris or Increase. So, I have made a list that is obviously currently able to be played. It's very good, honestly. I've been testing this. It can OTK very easily. It can set up Dark Claw very easily, and I feel like this is a list that I can actually get behind to play at locals, to play at regional, anywhere around that area, because this is actually a lot of fun to actually play, and just a lot of fun to actually use, and it's actually competitively viable against decks like Solomon Great, Orcust, Danger, just because of Dark Claw exists in general as well. So, this is just a hero list that I put together though. It's something that I feel like is very good, very consistent, and works very well in my personal opinion. Like, literally, I have not had a single bad hand with this deck so far. So, without further ado, and me to stop up-talking it, let's actually get into the list so I can tell you reasonings for certain things that I play, and the list itself. So, first off, we obviously play one Elemental Hero Stratos. He searches every hero in the game, so you need to be able to play one of him. Because he gives you the consistency. He gives you consistency with Hero Lives, so you can just summon him directly from the deck with Hero Lives to be able to get that additional summon, plus an additional search. Plus, it also will give you access to other heroes in your deck as well, which are required at times. A lot of the times, obviously, because and also he has the additional effect that does come up where you can destroy spells and trap cards up to the hero monsters you control. And honestly, that effect does come up because there is a part in times where you will summon him back after you have a couple of hero monsters, just to destroy as many of your opponent's back row as possible. So, one Elemental Hero Stratos, really good. He is very, very useful in this build of the deck. So, obviously, you have to play one. I've gone too deep into Stratos. Two Elemental Hero Solid Man. You play two of him purely because you don't want to see three of him, because three is way too many. Honestly, his effect allows you to summon any hero from your hand, but his second effect is one of the main reasons we use him, because when he's sent from the field to the graveyard by a spell effect, you get to just summon a hero from your graveyard. And that hero can be Stratos to gain his second effect, as I said, or to just be able to summon a Shadow Mist from your graveyard to get the Mask Change from your deck to your hand. So, his effect does come up at times, and he will be very important in this deck as well. Plus, the deck lost to Solday, so I'll be honest with you right now, we do not play Nat Beast because that combo is not very viable anymore. Because you can't make Nat Beast Dark Claw turn 1, and I would always prefer to have a Dark Claw than a Nat Beast, so yeah, just cut the bricks. But two Solid Man, he summons your Shadow Mist from hand, plus gives you an additional hero to make Link Plays. Two Shadow Mist. I felt like playing two was the correct ratio for this list, because obviously you kind of want to see him at times, and you don't want to lose. You don't really want to draw both of them. But I felt like with the ratios that I'm playing in this deck, that I felt like two of this was just enough, because I normally want to be special summoning him from the deck, and if I do need him in the hand, I'd play so much searchability in this deck that I don't really care if I don't see him, because I will normally just add him to the hand from the deck anyway. So I felt like two was the perfect number. I don't really feel like you need to play more. Two Destiny Hero Malicious, just Link fodder, to be able to summon more monsters. Plus, there is actually another reason why we play him, because of the new extra hero Link monster. So that also is a reason why we play him as well, and I'll get more into that when we get to the Link monster. Next, we play 3 Vision Hero Vion. You need to play 3 of him because he is a card that you need to be able to summon to normally be able to OTK your opponent. So Vision Hero Vion is just a card that allows us to get Polymerization or send a hero to the graveyard, such as Shadow Mist, to gain an additional plus to make more fusion materials, and just let us go even further, because the Vision Heroes actually become so much more important as we go further down the line with heroes, because a lot of the heroes are actually restricting us into only hero summoning. So Vision Hero Vion just becomes much more important in this deck. So you have to play the free Vision Hero Vion because it's the card that you want to see the most. For hand traps though, we play one Honest Neos, just be able to make OTKing our opponent easier or to protect Dark Claw during our opponent's turn. And triple Ash Blossom because it is the best hand trap in the game right now, just because it can prevent the most things in the game, such as a Engage, Solomon Great, Gazelle, or a Nightmare Mermaid. Honestly, you need to be playing hand traps just to prevent these decks when they go first. So free Ash Blossom because of that. That's the monster lineup. I feel like it's good. I feel like it's perfect for what you guys might want to be doing, and it is honestly very consistent and very useful. And obviously because it's the hero deck, you don't always want to have a ton of monster heroes in the hand. So, yeah, I feel like that's the best ratio for monsters. For spells though, we obviously play the one hero lives, summon any hero from your deck. As simple as that. 1 reinforcements of the army and 3 equal. Obviously, you want to be playing as many searcher cards in this deck as possible to just boost your numbers in monsters. Honestly, I would never play less than 1 of 3 of this. Hero Emergency Call, because it just gives you consistency. And if we get more reinforcements to the army, you play 3 of that instantly as well, because it gets you close to your Vision Hero Vion. So you need to be playing 3 of these, the max number of these at all times, just to boost your consistency. Next, we play 3 Mask Change, makes Dark Claw, makes any of your masked heroes. 3 Instant Fusion, Monster Extenders, plus there is another Monster Extenders, Link plays, Xyz plays, plus there is a tech that I'm using in this build because we are restricted to heroes. 3 Called by the Grave, because it's Called by the Grave, can be a combo deck, you want to be able to stop your opponent from stopping you. 1 Monster Reborn, because you do need to revive your stuff in this deck. If you don't have a way to revive your stuff, then you're mainly just going to make a board. If that board gets broken, you're not going to have any way to come back. 1 Polymerization, because you do need to play a Polymerization in the deck. I wouldn't play more than 1 though, purely because it's a Garnet at all times, unless you have actually drawn into the card that you need. Unless you have drawn into all the monsters that are capable of, resolving it. For equipped spells, because we do play Assault, we play 2 DDR. You want to be playing the 2 DDR because, honestly, this is the best equipped spell in your deck, and seeing as it's a revive card, on top of being just being an equipped spell, I would always want these in my hand over any of the other equipped spells, so I chose to play 2 of this. I wanted to bump it up to 3, to be honest, but finding space and ratios in this deck is very tight, so I felt like 2 was just the perfect number. If I can bump it up to 3, I would, but 2 is just what I chose to go for with this list. 1 Living Fossil, it's another revive card, but negates the effect, so it's not as good as DDR. 1 Moon Mirror Shield, it's an equipped spell that puts itself back. 1 Noble Arms, because it destroys back row. And 1 Divine Phoenix Blade, because it's the thing that will banish your monsters for DDR, and also give you the discard fodder for said DDR. So, yeah, those are the spells. All the spell cards are required. I would not change this ratio for anything, except for maybe adding another DDR, if possible. But for trap cards, yes, we do play some traps. We play 3 Imperm, because it's impermanence, another way to stop the Nightmare Mermaid, or Gazelle, or Solomon Great Sunlight Wolf, just a way to prevent your opponent from doing more things on your turn. And 1, the Phantom Knights of Shade Brigade, because obviously, in this build, there are times where you are locked into hero monsters specifically, so I felt like 1 Shade Brigade was all I really needed, because if I'm not going first, I will either be killing my opponent or be doing a specific combo. So, also this helps with Xyz plays. And Link plays. So that's the main deck. Main deck is very solid in my personal opinion, guys. Like, the only thing I said I would obviously do is maybe add a 3rd DDR, but this list is perfect. If we can ever get 3 Hero Lives or 3 Rotoback, though, this list will become a lot better. So let's go into the extra deck, though, so I can show you my reasonings for stuff in my extra deck. So for X deck, we obviously play the 2 Dark Law. You want to be playing Dark Law at 2. I would not play 3 Dark Law for the fact that you will never make the 3rd. Like, honestly, I've never ever made the 3rd Dark Law. Like, literally, I have made 2. I have never made the 3rd. You don't need 3 in this build, and space is tight as is, so 2 is enough. Would not run less than 2 though. One Anki, it comes up quite a bit where you just want to be able to OTK your opponent, so summoning the Anki to get that additional damage in, or when your opponent's on really low life, you summon the Anki and then just attack directly. It does come up and it can be very useful because of that. One Masked Hero Diane, same reason as the Anki in terms of ways, gives you more damage to be able to go through your opponent, plus it combos off with a Solid Man where you can send the Solid Man to graveyard with Mask Change, summon back a hero from the graveyard, and then just make the Diane and the Solid and the other hero into a Ling monster. So that does come up as well. Plus, also, when this kills a monster, you get to summon a Shadow Mist from your deck and add a Mask Change, so worth it. For other cards, we play one Vision Hero Adoration because it's just a generic hero monster that you can make with Polymerization, and it helps you ditch the Mali in your hand if you are in that situation. One Vision Hero Trinity. Now, Vision Hero Trinity is obviously one of the way you're going to be OTKing your opponent in this deck. The point is, your opponent has monsters in attack position. You summon this, going through your entire combo. Maybe have an Honest Neos in your hand as well, then just go pow pow pow, your opponent's dead. This card is very easy to make in this build. It's very easy to go off, and if you go second, if your opponent leaves any monsters in attack, 9 times out of 10 they're dead. So yeah, that's how good this can be at times. But yeah, one Carabanola Warrior. This is just Warrior Extender plus Xyz combo pieces. It's one of your instant fusion targets, and you do require him. And the spicy hero tech that I'm running with instant fusion, one Elemental Hero Steam Healer. Now, this can obviously doesn't have to be an Elemental Hero Steam Healer. It could be the Elemental Hero Aquamariner, but because you get locked into hero monsters with one of the cards that we'll get later on, this card is what we make with Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion is the reason why we play this card. We don't play it for any other reason, and honestly, if you are playing heroes this list, you need to play one hero instant fusion target just so you can have that additional target. Plus, it makes the other two instant fusions in your deck not dead. And trust me, guys, I have used this to fusion summon. I have used this as link material. I have used this as everything. It is 100% needed in this build. Plus, it looks the best. It doesn't need to be a Steam Healer, but you gotta give me Steam Healer, looks the best. But yeah, those are the fusion monsters. For Xyz monsters, we play the one Dweller because of so much graveyard in this game, so much, and one Babushka because of Salaman Great. 2 best Xyz monsters in the game right now. For Link monsters, though, we obviously play the one Isolde, Tales of the Noble Knights. Isolde is just Isolde. You'll only ever use it once. You'll use it to search any monster from your deck. You'll just summon the Shadow Missile of Vion, and then you'll make a Dark Law or just OTK. That's simply what this does. One extra hero Cross Crusader, though. Right. The reason why we're playing the Steam Healer and the reason why Mali is so much more important is because of this card. What this card is, though, it takes 2 warrior monsters to summon it. It is a 2 down pointing arrow, and its effect is, if this card is link summon, you can special summon 1 Destiny Hero monster from your graveyard, so Destiny Hero Malicious. Then you contribute 1 Destiny Hero monster you control, this is a separate effect, to add any hero from your deck to your hand. But the requirements to use either of these effects are you cannot summon anything but hero monsters the turn you use these effects. So if you've summoned the Shade Brigade, if you've summoned the Kerbin, you cannot use these effects. You cannot use them whatsoever. So this is why you get locked into hero monsters. And when you resolve this effect, you will most likely be winning that duel as well. So this card is very good in my personal opinion. It's a generic warrior link monster. It can be made very easily, and if you've still got that Destiny Hero Malicious in your graveyard, you just get a free link free. So this card does help. It is very good, and I would not cut it for anything as well. We play one Nightmare Unicorn as well, and one extra hero Dread Decimator on top of the Cross Crusader, because after you make Cross Crusader, you make Dread Decimator, and obviously he's not the best link monster, but he does piercing damage, and he boosts himself and all other hero monsters that point to him by 100 for each hero in the graveyard. So at times you can have up to like 3 heroes in the grave. That's an extra 300 attack. So it does come up, your hero monsters get boosted, and it gives you 3 down pointing arrows. Very good. And the last link monster we play is one Borrelsword Dragon, because more ways to OTK our opponent. But guys, that is the list. Obviously, I have come up with this list to the best of my ability, trying to make it as consistent as possible, trying to make it as good as possible. And honestly, guys, from what I have tried, from what I have done, I honestly feel like this list is just very good. It works so well in testing. I have had no problems with it whatsoever so far. And it just works so nicely. Honestly, I love this variant. I love this build that I made. And honestly, I might have some duel videos coming your way with this build, because I want to show you what I can do with it. But guys, that's going to be the video. Tell me what you think of my hero list in the comments section below. Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's good? Do you think it's great? Do you think it's amazing? I personally feel like it is very good, it is very consistent, it works very well, and you're either going to be OTKing your opponent or making that turn 1 Dark Lord with maybe some back row as well to prevent your opponent with maybe like the Imperms or something. But guys, tell me what you think of it in the comments section below. As I said, give me all your thoughts and opinions. Don't forget to like the video, press the subscribe button to see future content, and the notification bell to be notified of any other content and streams that I do. But yeah, guys, that's the video. Thank you so much for watching. Heroes are the best, and Roman Battle 1 signing out. Gotta love heroes, guys.